Hello everyone, my name is Rohan and I'm a wedding photographer. Today I'll be reviewing the HP OMEN 15 2020 from a photographer's or a videographer's standpoint. And let me tell you why I chose this laptop over others. I shortlisted few laptops before I nailed down the final one as the HP OMEN. The other options which I was considering was Lenovo Legion series, then we had MSI and Dell. Now MSI and Dell XPS series are some really good options for us content creators, but at the same time they were really costly and it was out of my budget. So I had to finalize some options which were well within say 1,25,000 to 1,35,000 and it could give me a good performance with a good display. So I finally narrowed it down to two options. One was the HP OMEN, the other one was Lenovo Legion. The reason for choosing AMD processor over Intel was price. All the AMD processors in the market are comparatively cheaper than Intel processors, and these AMD Ryzen processors are having some great performance when it comes to photo and video editing requirements. Now before I start the review of this laptop, I would like to highlight the exact model number of this laptop to help you identify the right model with a good display on HP's website. So I have been using this laptop for almost 5 months now and I'm pretty happy with the performance of this laptop. I wanted to do a review after I work on this laptop extensively for my photo and video editing, and I have few plus and minuses which I would like to share. To start with, the processor is really good. The current model which I am holding has AMD Ryzen 7 4800H processor. It's an octa-core processor. It can handle the multitasking very easily. It has a very strong GPU. It has a 2060 RTX 6GB dedicated GPU, which makes your video editing really smooth. The built-in RAM for this model is 16GB, which can be upgraded to 64GB. Now this laptop has a built-in 1TB SSD and you have another slot to add another SSD to it. Okay, let's talk about the display. This model has a 15.6 Full HD IPS panel. It can go right till the end. I can see a little wobble here because the upper panel is a complete plastic. The bottom, however, is a metal casing, and the keyboard is laid down perfectly on that. You can open the laptop just with one finger. This model has a matte display, meaning you will hardly find any reflection when you are working indoors or outdoors. But yeah, it definitely reduces the overall brightness of your screen a bit. But to me, I would prefer a matte display than a gloss one. It's again a personal preference and it depends which one you choose. Overall, I was very happy using this display. It was pretty accurate after I did my calibration. The overall colors, contrast, tones, everything was bang on. So I was pretty happy with the display and I think it's a good value for us content creators to get a laptop at this price range. The top lid is made up of plastic and you can feel the flex a bit. But nothing to worry about. I have been using it for these many months. It's strong, it's sturdy. Talking about the hinges, it holds the entire front panel in a strong manner, and the overall feel of the hinges and the panel is pretty sturdy. Okay, let's talk about the look and feel of this laptop. It's a completely matte grey color laptop with a small OMEN logo right on the top. I like the minimalism. I like how sophisticated it looks. It doesn't look a typical gaming laptop where you have different jazzy components, colors, color themes, even the keyboard. Now this keyboard can be configured to display just neutral white light instead of the RGB colors, which I prefer. It looks a lot more professional, especially when you are sitting with your client, showcasing your work anywhere. So the overall look and feel of this laptop is quite professional and sophisticated. Let's talk about the other features of this laptop which I wanted to highlight and talk about. Coming to the speakers, you can see there are two speakers, one on each side. These are pretty average speakers if you ask me. It does the job, but it is not that loud or great if you're looking for some really good music experience. Let's talk about the cooling vents. Now this laptop has some great specifications when it comes to processor and your GPU. But if you don't have a good cooling solution in place, the processor and the GPU won't be able to give their best when you are working on heavy loads. This laptop has a massive back panel which has two cooling fans, has three vents, two at the back and one on this side. It keeps the overall laptop really cool when you are working on projects which requires a lot of processing power and a lot of usage of GPU. In such scenarios, you will get to hear the sound of the fans for sure, but they are not obnoxiously loud to start impacting your workflow or the project on which you are currently working. The webcam given in this laptop is pretty basic. If you ask me as a photographer, I'm not very happy with it. It does the job, but I would say it's pretty average. The current keyboard layout is properly spread. The key travel is really good. You can actually type in at a pretty decent pace. The only thing which I miss in this laptop is the numeric keypad. Now in all my laptops, the previous ones and my desktops, I have a dedicated numeric keyboard. Now that makes my job a lot quicker, but I think I have to just get used to this. The battery on this laptop is pretty good. It gives me a decent 4 hours of web browsing and basic navigation if I'm doing. Now suppose if you're using heavy applications like Photoshop, Lightroom, DaVinci or Premiere Pro, definitely the battery backup will be reduced. I always recommend plugging in right to the power source when you are working on heavy applications. It gives your processor as well as GPU the maximum power they need and gives you the best possible performance for heavy tasks. Now on this laptop you have 4 USB ports, one USB-A on one side and on the other side you have 2 USB-A and 1 USB-C port. I would have rather preferred it to have at least 2 USB-C ports and 2 USB-A ports. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the speed they are giving with their USB-A ports as well. It gives me a decent data transfer speed. It also has an HDMI port, a headphone jack and a SD card reader. Now there is one tip which I would like to give you guys if you are buying this model. So when I bought this model, I was working on one of the projects. The battery got completely charged. I removed the adapter. And the moment I removed the adapter, I noticed that the display becomes a little dull. Even if I change the mode of the battery to high performance, even in that case, the display dims a bit. It gives the color tones a little pastel look, which personally I don't like. So I was trying to figure out what exactly I can change to fix this issue. So just go to your search bar, just search for AMD Radeon settings, which is the default display adapter in this laptop. Once you open that, you will have 4 tabs on the top. You can select display tab and there is a very bright VARI-bright option. You have to disable it. That was a quick little tip which I wanted to give. I think it will help you if you are buying this laptop. So yeah, this is a quick review of the HP OMEN 15 2020 laptop. Let me sum up the whole video and tell you what were the key factors from a photographer's standpoint which led me buy this laptop. First, it has a great display with 100% sRGB color accuracy and a 300 nits brightness. It has a SD card slot. For some, it might be a small thing, but for me, it's a big thing because when you are moving and you want to edit on the fly, you need an SD card reader built in instead of carrying another one. It's a fast laptop for all your photo and video editing needs. Even the 4K footage can be handled pretty easily on this laptop. It is a value for money for sure. If you compare it with other high-end laptops such as Dell XPS, MacBook Pro or even the MSI, these laptops are definitely superior when it comes to the display. But if given a choice, I would rather save that money and invest somewhere else. To me, my budget was around 1.25 to 1.35 lakhs and I think this laptop fits in perfectly in there. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I'm really happy and I'm hopeful that I was able to answer most of the questions you had. If there are any questions left, feel free to drop in your queries in the comment box. I'll be more than happy to help you out with that. And lastly, but not the least, make sure you subscribe and like the current video so that you don't miss out on the future videos when I'm creating it. Thank you for watching.